I seriously feel like I am like underwater and I cannot hear shit. That's how I feel like right now. Oh my god. Get it together. Get it together. Oh my god, my nails look so freaking fire in this lighting. Yes. 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 Hi guys, welcome back. I am so sorry if I do sound a little bit weird throughout this video. I have been really sick lately and I still am kind of really digested with a lot of like, it's kind of gross, but like mucus. So that's why I sound a little bit funny, because my nose is a little bit stuffed right now. I am still dealing with super bad coughing, so I'm trying not to cough right now really hard. And then I have makeup on right now, so it's not like I can just blow my nose, even though I really want to right now. Oh my god. Anyways, I am going to try my best throughout this video to talk normally, to sound normally, try not to cough and try not to snore, because like I said, I am very sick right now. So obviously today I do look a little bit different because I do not have eyeliner or lashes on today, which you guys probably know from the title of this video what this video is going to be about. This video is going to be how I achieve my cat eyeliner look. A lot of you have been requesting me to do this video for you guys and show you how I achieve my liner and also the inner corner liner. So if you are interested in learning and knowing how I achieve my cat eyeliner look, then just please keep on watching. Alright guys, so what I like to do when I do start doing my liner, obviously my liner does take a little bit longer because I have to be really detailed with it and I like it very specifically. So I do like a mirror from a distance so I can see myself from afar to see if it looks even or not. And I also like using a compact mirror like this with a much up close and personal mirror. That way I can see exactly what I'm doing when I do like small detailed things. The two brushes that I love using is the Anastasia number 12 pencil and also this Sigma bent liner brush in B12. And for my liner today, I am going to be using the Pretty Vulgar the Ink Blacklist gel liner. It looks like this. I did used to do liquid. If you guys have been knowing me for a while, you guys know I was really into using liquid liners. I used to use the NYX matte liquid liner and also the NYC liner, but I honestly don't ever really use liquid anymore for some reason. Although I do have to say I do only like using liquid liners when I am working with glitter, since it just glides on top very smoothly and just easily, as opposed to like a gel liner. It's just going to move everything and clump everything up. So that will be the only reason why I would only go to a liquid liner. I am just going to grab, since this is very deep in here, I just take my Anastasia brush and just obviously take the product out and just add it to my hand. That is how I just work with every liner. I am going to be guiding my liner here between the top lash line and the bottom lash line, this little line right here that we have in between our eyes. This is going to be your guide as to how high or how low you're going to want your liner. So I pretty much just go straight through right about here how I lined my eyeshadow, and I'm just going to be lining this. And of course it is your choice as far as how far and long you want your liner to be. And then what I like to do is I do like to start lining the top here, and I really like to stick really close to the lash line as I possibly can. That way that is all covered up. And then obviously if you do want to make it thicker, go little by little. Don't just like go into a big streak right away, because of course if you do mess up, there's no going back, sis. There is no going back. Oh guys, I'm so sorry if like you see little moquitos or like little boogers on my nose. You know why. And the reason why I really love this bent liner brush from Sigma is because obviously it's bent. So you really don't have to do much. As opposed to like a brush like this, you really have to like be in a position where you know you're not gonna mess up. But this one, since it is already bent, it really pretty much does all the work for you, honestly. And I didn't used to like these brushes before, but now that I've been like using it so frequently, it just like becomes second nature to you. And that is pretty much with everything that you decide to do. If you constantly keep doing it, you're going to be and get better at it. And you obviously do want to work with your liner pretty fast, because obviously, especially if you're working with gel liners, they are going to dry out. And once they dry out, it's going to be so much harder for you to apply more on top of it, because then it's just going to be super hard and just crusty, and you don't want that. So you really have to work fast when you're working with gel. What I do when I make my wing is, since this brush is really pointed, really defined and precise, I'm just going to make that tip a little bit more circular, like this with my fingers. Make it a little point, and I'm just gonna grab my liner here. Once you get to this point, it's the same thing like right down here that we did. This is going to be the point guide as to how high or how, pretty much how thin or how thick you want your liner, your wing liner to be. So I am just going to make mine a little bit thicker, obviously, because I like a very dramatic liner. And I'm just gonna drag this. If you want it thin, drag it a little bit more down low. If you want it higher, obviously drag it more upward. Another tip I did want to give to you guys was, if you are using gel liner, you know that it can get a little bit drying if you are just like having it open and like dipping your brush in to apply the gel liner. Don't do that, first of all, because it does dry out the product really, really fast. So that's why I do like to get the product out, add it to my hand. That way the rest of the product is good and it will last me a lot longer. But if it is drying on your hand also, I do recommend you guys get the Inglot Duraline. This stuff is bomb. Oh my god, there's a little hair. This stuff is bomb, you guys. Whether you're using like really metallic shadows or like pigments or glitters, whatever you're using, and gel liner, your dip brow, if you add a little bit of this, it's going to revive and just making your shadows a lot more pigmented. So what I do like to do is, if it does dry out here on my hand, which it is going to do so very, very soon now, I just add a little bit of this, just a tiny drop like that, and it literally becomes, it comes to life, bitch. It comes to life. So as you guys can tell here on this side, this liner, the effect that I'm going towards more is making the inner corner a lot more thinner than the outer corner. So it's basically going thin, thick, 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 and thicker. Obviously, that's going to create that cat eye effect. Another thing I do want to say, liner does not look good on everybody, you guys. I have been working with so many different clients with so many different eye shapes and sizes, and honestly, liner does not go on everybody. I promise you. Maybe you're a person that honestly you're better off without liner, and it all has to do obviously with the shape and size of your eye. If you feel like it just doesn't look good or it's not coming out right, if you are one of those that do love liner but liner just doesn't look good on you, I suggest maybe using like a shadow, like a black shadow, dark brown shadow, and making that as your liner. Smudge it out, make it cute. I think that would be the best route if you're still aiming for a liner look. Also, another tip for you guys, if you guys are using gel liners and you're scared of them running or not lasting all day, I do highly suggest you guys get a very black eyeshadow and add it on top to set it. I promise you it's going to last you all day long, and on top of that, it's also going to look very super jet black and super pigmented. The next thing I am going to be doing is lining my bottom lash line right here. I always like going in with that only because it kind of pulls the entire liner look together. I'm going to go in with this pencil right here. This is the Anastasia number 12, and I am using more of that gel liner. I'm just gonna add that to my waterline. So now I'm just going to be adding this to my top waterline right here. Doing this, you guys, you would think it's really not necessary, but I promise you, when you are doing a liner look like what I'm doing right now, it's just going to make it the biggest difference. I promise you, especially with lashes. If you are applying false lashes, it just ties down the entire look together. I feel like I do have big eyes in a way, so I can kind of get away with doing all of this. But if somebody was to have really like chinky eyes, really small eyes, I would kind of stay away from liner because it just closes off your eyes 10 times more. So try using a white liner or a nude liner for your bottom if you are still wanting to do the top liner, wing liner, and it'll just open up your eyes a little bit more. But if you don't care, sis, do what you gotta do. Add black liner. It's your life. We're just living in it. Now for the grand finale, I am going to be doing my inner corner liner, what you guys are mostly here for. Honestly, it's not that complicated. It's honestly really easy. It only takes me like 2 minutes to do this. So I'm going to explain it the most simplest possible way I can. First, you're just gonna clean your brush, not all the way. What I like to do is just grab like a napkin. And since we were already using like the same brush to apply liner with, I'm just going to clean it up kind of like just like this. I'm going to really press that brush really tight, and it's just going to make a really thin brush, you guys, really thin. So this one is the Anastasia number 12. It's an angled brush and it's super thin, super precise, and I love using this for my inner corner liner. So what I'm going to be doing is only using that tip of the angled brush, you guys. Only the tip. That's all I use. My right eye. So I'm going to be taking that angled brush, pointing to the left, and on this side I'm going to be grabbing, for my left eye, I'm going to be grabbing that angled brush and making that tip pointing to the right. I'm literally just going to grab that tip of the brush, just cover it up with liner, and here we go. So I'm going to grab that angled brush, pointing that tip of the brush to the left, and basically you're just going to grab the brush however you're going to want your inner corner liner. So if you want it higher like this, you're gonna just make a straight line like that. If you're wanting to connect that, like how I do have that liner down here, you can kind of tell it's kind of pointing this way. So that's how I'm going to be applying the inner corner liner. And if you want it more lower, obviously you can do that, but I like to align it together with that liner that we have going on already. So now I'm just going to gently apply the product, aligning it with that top liner that we have. And the last thing that I do like to do is go back in with that liner and connect the bottom with that inner corner as well. So right here, just like to connect it together. And there you have it, you guys. That is how I achieved this inner corner liner. Oh my god, it looks so good. Alright you guys, so that concludes the video and tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a lot from it as well. I really tried to make this video very self-explanatory and very easy to understand. That way you guys are able to try this at home. If you guys have any questions regarding the products and brushes I did use throughout this video, I will list them down below in the description box, as well as all of my social media, that way you guys know what I do when I'm not on YouTube. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon in my next video. Bye guys.